Okay, hello everyone. This is another unboxing video. Now this one's a little bit different. Um, Basically, there's the base game, City of Kings, which was on Kickstarter a couple of years ago now, I think. Um, and they've just fulfilled another Kickstarter with some expansions. So this is what came today. These bits here, Yana and Kumar, Rapuil and Nioba. A box of miniatures for the original heroes, because in the original game all the heroes were standees, which I'll show you in a bit, but they've actually made some miniatures now, and you can see from the back how the miniatures line up with the artwork from the previous game, and some extra side quests, just some extra cards to add into the game, and some updated documents. So this is some extra flavour text that you can read before the start of the game. Quick reference guide, just alphabetical, shows you what they all do, and a really good table of contents there. Very useful, because there's a lot of stuff in this game. It's pretty complicated. It's a really good game. I really like it, but it is complicated. This is just kind of a quick reference. Just when you're not sure about something, you can go to that rather than having to search through the manual, which is here. The adventure starts here. So this is the reprinted manual with some changes, some errata, some rewording, little bits and pieces like that. It also came with a sheet of new things to pop out to replace some of the old tokens in the original base game. They just updated it and balanced it a little bit. So let's start with the hero pack. If I can now open this one-handed. These boxes are quite tight, so we'll see if I can do it. I don't think I can. I can't. I'm going to have to hold on to this for a second. There we go. So here you are, the miniatures. So if I pull this plastic out, come here. So it's double sheeted plastic to hold them in place. I'll just slide off, it says. And there we go. Here are the miniatures. Make sure it focuses. There we go. So you can see they're pretty detailed. They are nice. They're not that big. They're smaller than I thought they would be, I must admit. But that actually works for the game, because otherwise they'd just be too big. You've got the rock. This is very cool. This is like a giant rock golem style character. But inside, around his face, are all like gemstones. I will try and hopefully paint him. I'll show you what I mean in the artwork on the back of the box. You can see there. So it's kind of like he's got all the gemstones around his head. And if I leave that way, you can see the miniatures that go with each one. So there's that character. The detail on these is pretty impressive. My phone keeps wanting to target and focus on the wrong things, but as you can see, the detail is pretty impressive. So that's nice. In the original game, they were just standees. They've now done these miniatures because the reason for it was that they've done these new expansions, and rather than split them up, they decided to do some miniatures for the new expansions. I'll sort that out later. So let's move on to the expansions. There we go. So ancient allies, Yana and Kuma. It gives a little description on the bottom here. So there we are. Yana Stormtree. Yana shares the skill tree with Eka, introducing pets to the City of Kings. Send Eka to explore, fetch items, or team up to perform powerful attacks. So Eka is a pet that you can use. And then you have Kuma. So that's Yana on the front. Sort of tree-dwelling thing. And then that is Kuma on the back. Sort of bear crossed with an orangutan sort of design. So that's really nice. That's very nice. Again, I'll try and open this box. And here you have it. So you've got the instruction manual, just runs over what's in the box, how the new bits work. So it's objectives, save the eggs. There's a whole series of egg tokens. Now in this box there were token sheets which I've popped out and put elsewhere. So there were these eggs. There were some NPC things and some dark vine, and then some extra enemies. So there was the enemies break down into easy, medium, and hard. And there's 3 bags in the main game, and you draw them out randomly. And you draw these little things. So you can see here it says, it zooms in. There we are. Dark vine, all counter dark vine. So these are things that basically every time you draw a new enemy, you draw out some attributes for them, and it works out what their speciality is, what they can do. Some of them will move, some of them won't move, some of them will have poison, fire. The new thing now is dark vines in this one. And then you've got miniatures for these. So you've got some... I popped them in the wrong box, that's why. Right, if we open up... So, this is Raphael and Niobe. Okay, so I've got the right miniatures now. I've just jumped back in. So there is the miniature for Yana. Again, lots of detail there. I will try and paint these at some point, I think. Try and match them to their design. And there's... Again, really, really nice detail in these miniatures. Now they're not big. That miniature's only sort of 2 or 3 inches tall. But as I said, with the tiles that I'll show you, you'll see why they're that bit smaller. And then they included a whole series of story cards. So you get a setup card at the front, how it sets up, what the layouts are like, timings, all these different things that work, starting locations, all this sort of thing. And then there's a story, there's flavour text, and there's a whole load of them. So there's 3 stories there. You can see, story 3, and story 2, and story 1 at the front. And that just expands the game a bit more. Now this game's quite nice because you can play either proper campaigns or just single missions. So you can take one of the missions from the story and play that, or you can play through a full story from start to finish. So they're nice. It's a nice game. You can kind of customize it to be as long or as short as you like, really. So that's the first one. That's Yana and Kuma. Slide. I'm not going to try and put the box lid back on single-handedly. So this is Raphael and Niobe. Again, the artwork on this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's one of the downsides of having the miniatures, I think, actually, is that you don't necessarily have the artwork out anymore. But there's Raphael, Niobe. Again, instruction manual covering the new bits and pieces, and again, new character tokens, new creature tokens, new boss. So there you go, frost, fire, poison. There's the pet down there. And some more story cards. So another 3 stories here. And the miniatures. So these are the miniatures again. If I slide that open, you can see, again, really detailed, really, really pretty. So there you go. So that's Raphael on their axe lever thing with what looks like a store case. You can see that's matching up to the thing there. Looks like he's repairing something in the picture. So yes, that's the main. They're the main expansions, and then you get the cards. Now these were a whole series of extra side quests. So you get side quests in the game, and that'll be things like travel to this particular place, then kill things, or let's find another one. Let's not go kill. Decision. So you can, this one, discard all equipment, draw that many new cards and place them down in the trade district. Then you get your rewards, or you can discard the card. So there's all these things, and all of these cards have little flavour text on them as well. They kind of give you, it's very much like a video game RPG, in that it gives you kind of a little bit of a backstory. So try to cut off the villagers. What do? You counter a party of bickering dwarfs. So there's all these little things that you can add into the game, which is really nice. It's a lovely game. It's quite a complicated game. There's quite a lot to remember. Now, if I show you the main box now, so that's this thing, this monstrosity. Now, this is actually a new box that was designed for the game, given with the Kickstarter. So it's huge. The previous box was up to about here. It was the same sort of size, but it was about 2/3, if that, of the depth. So this box is enormous now. Now, I'll just pause it here while I take the lid off. Okay, so if I do that and show you the inside of this. Now, this, as you can see, if I turn the camera, you can see it's pretty hectic in here. So you've got a whole series of things. You've got the bosses. These are the various different bosses, and they're often double-sided as well. So slightly different enemies. So you've got the hit points down the bottom, one of their abilities, or the other side you've got a different character, no abilities built in, you draw however many abilities you need to draw. These are the cloth bags with the enemies, so you can see. So that's all embroidered as well. It's really, really nice. Let's pull out a few tokens. So there you are. So you can see Dart of Iron Ore, so that's one of the new ones. Fire Lance, Tracking. So that's the sort of medium level, where you've got the green, easy ones. So you've got, there you go, Firebolt, Tracking. So Tracking means I'll follow your character. Eerie Howl. So I'm not sure what effect that has. That's from the new expansions. And then there's the hard in this red bag down here. Here's the story cards from the original one, so they're the same as the ones in the new expansions. Now these are the standees. Now these are great. I really like these. So for each of the enemies, you draw an enemy out, and each one's unique. So they always come out here of these cards, and they get placed on the board as one of these standees, and they'll represent some sort of group, normally of bad guys that you have to fight. So Here the boss, some of the boss tokens. You see the artwork is superb. Like, it's just so detailed. Very, very clever. You can see. So yeah, whilst I have got the miniatures, I'm not certain whether I'll use them. Like, I might stick with the standees because they're just so beautiful. These are your enemy tokens, so they've all got the statistics on the back. So this is one of the boss tokens, but 99 health, 5 shield, 20 healing, 15 attack. I can't remember what the next two are, and then the XP you gain for when you kill one of them. Pardon me. These are the quest cards. More of those. Now, this is how you build your board. These are nice. So on the back, you've got different types. So these are the grassy ones. There's some sort of field ones, and then there's some there's a couple of different types of these tokens, and then when you turn them over, they all have different places. So the granite halls, so you can mine here and get stone. Astrographer's tower, so this is a creature, so it will draw out some enemy. Moon lake, so you've got resources. Quiet sea, again, so you get fish and things like that. Year of Lost Hope. Now this is all driven from the setup in the way I showed you. Start, it will show you a layout. It will say basically use these starting tiles, shuffle them and lay them out in this pattern using the backs. So you don't actually know what order things are coming out in or what they're going to look like. Take some of these out. So the replayability in this game is vast because no game is ever going to be the same because the pattern's going to be different, the layout's going to be different. Then you got this. This is the time tracker. So this is how, as the game progresses, this moves round and things get harder. So here you can see -1 hope. Now hope is what drives the game. If your city loses hope, you lose. So every time it comes around, depending on how much hope you have in your city, every time it comes around it drops one more, it gets closer to being finished. We've got other little bits and pieces in here. These are movement cards. So you draw these to show you where things are moving to. And then this is the standard board. So you got the standard, this is where it starts. So there's your hope tracker, you lose, and the morale tracker. So if either of these drop to 0, you lose. And then you've got your XP. So as you move along your XP, you level up your character. So these are all different things, either skills or attributes, as it all levels up. This is the starting tile, so that's the City of Kings, and you can trade things in there. Now the deluxe version came with these setup trays, which are really, really nice. So they're all, allows you to completely have everything separated. So you've got your wood down the end, attack, fish, bales of hay, hope trackers, poison, fire, ice, and then some other little modifiers in this one. And then on this one you've got the different player markers. There's cubes, other bits and pieces. These are the resources that were in the previous one. So the wooden ones that you saw in the previous one actually replace these tokens. And then the die. So the die at the top, depending on what you're doing, you'll roll some of these, a combination of these, to see what happens. If I move those, you can just see underneath there. I'll take all these out. And the one downside of this game, there is a lot of stuff to it. it does take quite a long time to set up. Even with these quick setup trays, it does take quite a while to set up, because you've got lots and lots of different standees here. So there's the rock. There's the, for the comparison. So they are lovely. They are really, really lovely. But if I can move these out of the way, I can show you what the player boards are like. Oh, come here. Without dropping everything everywhere. There we go. So, yeah. Now this is the newer ones. This is Kuma. Now it's a shame actually, because these new ones are thicker card, which is great, whereas the old ones, unfortunately, are just thin, very thin card, whereas these are actually boards. But they're fine, and you've got these anti-slip. The things I took out of the box before showing you these are some anti-slip trays to stop the cubes moving. But you've got your various different tracks up here, so you've got your health up the top. So 2 trackers there. Your top one for how much is your maximum, and then how much health you've actually got. You've got your attack and your heal down here. Range, that's how far you can attack from your square. Move, luck. Luck is to do with how many items you can pick up and what you roll when you attack. And then you've got workers and caravans. You can attach equipment, so you can find equipment from the caravans and things. And then over here you've got your skills. Now this is very much like an RPG, in that you start down here, and when you start filling these up, so these will allow you to move things on the board. You can then choose one side each way up. So you can come down here and come up this way, or this way, and take these, and you can basically completely spec out your hero the way you want, which is a really nice little touch. There are a number of games that do it, but they've done it in a very, very good way. It's a really lovely game. It's all out in retail, I think. The expansions, I think, are coming to retail, so you will be able to buy them later. So yeah, that's the City of Kings. So yeah, City of Kings there. Oh, here we go. Here's the old box. So you can see the difference in size between the boxes. You can see it's a little bit wider, much taller. But anyway, that is City of Kings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments underneath, or pop them on the Discord, however you want to do. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. You're all stars. Cheers. Bye.